I mean, for the first time in forever, we have a candidate here who is not a useless liberal, who is not a pointless Democrat. We have a candidate here who his self-description is Democratic Socialist. But I don't care if he calls himself a chair or a hat rack. It doesn't make any difference. What he has, what he's offering are policy proposals that are desperately needed in this country. Who else is doing this? Oh, I know. Like I said earlier, Hillary is starting to pick up on what he's saying. Oh, yeah, well, I'm going to drift way over here to the left, see if I can suck some of Sanders' supporters over here. And as soon as she's elected president, what do you think she would do? That's the end of that shit. But to say that Sanders, we talked about this last night, to say that Sanders doesn't have a path, difficult as it might be, to securing the nomination, is to say that his campaign is useless. Or I think what it says is that people who say that, he scares the shit out of them. Here's a guy who could actually turn things in this country. But in the process of turning, a lot of the people who own the power, economic and political, would find themselves having some of that power taken away. Sanders has spent 35 years working his ass off for the betterment of his fellow citizens. What the hell is Trump going? I'll tell you what Trump will do if Sanders is the nominee. He's a fucking communist. He's a communist. You know that. You can see the ads on television now, can't you? Huh? Joe Stalin, Karl Marx, Nikolai Lenin, and their faces morphing into Bernie's face, or vice versa. That's all they have. But given how freakishly ignorant and stupid the American electorate is, that would probably be enough. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. You can begin in the morning with Bill Press and then end your day screaming with me, Mike Malloy, weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.